Hello, Ken Obasi Leslie. Day after Christmas is the December 26th. How are you? How was your Christmas? My Christmas was wonderful. And, so we're going to carry on in this time of chaos and, it's just of greed and every negative word that you can come up with, that we're existing in terms of this country. I mean, people not able to pay their bills and, God, what's going on. There's no sense of me getting into it deeply. But anywho, I'm here. I got my music in the background, playing a little Sun Ra, and I got it pretty much turned down, so you may not be able to hear it. Got my little cup of coffee, and behind me somewhere is, I don't know where she is, my cat, Sebasti's, she stays in attack mode, anytime, anywhere, especially when I start doing videos or whatnot, she loves to jump up on my lap and whatever, so I'm always on the watch for her, but no problem. But, basically we've been talking about angels, been talking about like painting and putting our intent in angels. There's thousands of angels. There's all types of angels. Our ancestors can become angels. There's angels, probably, there's probably lots of angels around you and even around me that, I have not called upon or activated their energy, and they're sitting there waiting to help us, to, open the doors and create a path to our abundance and health and whatever it might be in terms of leveling up. So, but anywho, first of all, before I even start dealing with angels, I did a real quick. I'm gonna do a real quick tarot reading. It's you all are beginning to learn that I love tarot, and as I always say, that the deck that I use, everybody uses. I use the tarot of the Orishas, and I find this to be. I find their cards to be extremely deep and extremely, it's again, it's not necessarily about what you call a definitive prediction or anything. It gets more into what we need to do in the moment and where we are in the moment in order to have influence on the future, because it's all about choices. And so, and if you know where you're at and where you're at and what you need to do, then hey, that's a path that you walk in, and whether that path leads to prosperity or that path leads to anything less than that, that's up to you in terms of your awareness. So this is why I deal with the tarots, and we're gonna pick one here, and what this is want to talk about. I'll deal with Christmas is over. We went through December 21st, the winter solstice, the alignment, whatnot. So it's all types of energies that are collating, or in December. It's just I don't know if you all felt it, but December was just a weird month, and a lot of folks said it doesn't feel like Christmas, and although I think that we all did the best we could in order to create. But hey, because so many things have changed. We can't go in here, we can't do that. We're in a house and the money's funny and whatever. So how is it gonna feel like it felt like a year ago? So but anyhow, let's not deal with that. But the card that I'm dealing with right now is it's according to the tarot, is seven of earth. And what we're doing a reading for is what is going to be happening in January. What we went through in 2020, what is going to be the energies going into 2021. And so basically this is what I pulled, and in order to deal with that, here Sebastian's back there, moving around and whatnot. I think she's kind of going crazy, but hey, it's not anything different. Okay, there's a man has climbed the seventh palm. There's 7 palms here. After considering, that since it's the tallest and the best seen from his viewpoint, it has more fruit. So he climbed the tallest palm of the 7, trying to get more fruit, based upon, how he sees it. This is his deduction. And they will not be for him, but will be shared with others. So she's getting this fruit in order to share it with others and everything, which is a good move. And the land down there will not disappoint him, but will allow him to enjoy its riches. And his love will be reflected in what it will give him. So basically, again, he is, putting the energy into recovering or harvesting, something that partially, a part of it would be for him, but a lot of it would be for others, So this is basically, visually, what this card is visually saying, And again, it is the meaning of this card is time for harvesting, and check it out what you have sown. If you have sown anything, I don't know, So verify the palm has been, verifying that the palm has been faithful by giving its fruit easily. As a loyal and helpful human, he is worthy of a good harvest. A person that does not speculate but who shares and expects the same from his own group. So, so in other words, he took the time to plan, to observe, and it's just that, and he made the right move based upon his analysis and everything. So basically, going into what is happening in 2020, sometimes we just have to make that right move and stop making moves based upon what we have been told to do. Sometimes it's just that, like, hey, waiting on this and waiting on that, and the government is not doing this and the government is not doing that. It's just, and I get it. It's just that, like, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you're in situations that you need what you need. But even though you're in that situation, even though we're in that situation, is time to start thinking differently. Start thinking about, well, how can I start sowing into what I have? How can I sow the gifts that have been given to me, and how can I express them in order to, to establish some form of prosperity, i.e. Maybe starting your own business, i.e. just doing something crazy or whatever, because, you never know. Now, kind of the downside to everything, or I'm just giving the whole picture, is sometimes the lack of analysis, the tallest, the biggest, the strongest, and presumably the fastest and the safest, is not always the one with the most fruits. Although, he was successful. What you have sown first will not always grow faster. Sometimes your conjectures can be hasty, and your impatience can bring a little prosperity, because despite you having invested the same amount of work. So it's just like, just take your time, day by day, relax, meditate, breathe in, breathe out, just know what you do is going to be successful. Just at this point, and I think the energies are of December and everything is creating for people this this ability, this portal, this opening for people to start thinking differently and relaxing, and even though it could be stressful, even though it is stressful, and so it's just that to be able to say, hey, where am I going now? What am I going to do? Because the way I've been thinking and the way I've been doing is not working for me. And I'm just saying, like, I'm talking personally. It's just that, this is sitting back and saying, when this happens, and nothing with against planning. But, the thing is, sometimes, it could just be a little bit too stiff or too static, and then too impatient, and then, you want it to happen, like yesterday, one of the things, seek our ancestors, go into a meditation, seek old people's advice, and their experience. For one becomes experienced and learns about the mysteries of the earth in old age. And this can assist when you need food, support, money, and etc. And so, it's just basically, this card is just kind of dealing with going into January is, it's just that, like, with a new way of thinking, and just It's a time for going after what you have sown, or even, what you have sown is just another mindset. It's time to say, hey, I just need to change the way I'm thinking, and and deal with a different way of looking at things. So, but primarily, again, excuse me, we're talking about like angels, as usual, and basically, artistically, this is one of the angels that I painted, and I was trying to do another video last night, but I have like a dog and 2 cats, and Rocky was trying to get into, Rocky's a dog, he was trying to get in the video, and he was barking so much and howling that, I couldn't get it done, So today he sounds like he's a little more subdued a little bit, more patient, more calm, But what I did is I put glitter on wings, and just like we talk about all the time, it's just that, that act of putting glitter on the wings is an act of intention, and an act of giving a particular deity or angel or whatever power, the power that's already inside you. It's like activating your, through your visualization and through your intent and through your imagination. It's just that like you invoke, you evoke, the energies that are there, which in turn, initiate and activate the energies that are within you, because everything that's on the outside is on the inside, as above, so below, so without, so within, So, it's just that if you're trying to beseech something on the outside all the time, in order to get where you, it's just that like, hey, more power to you, But I think basically it's all about our and our intent on the inside, and knowing that we have the energy and the strength on the inside to make these things happen. This angel that I'm dealing with now is Gabriel, and Gabriel is one of the 4 archangels named in the Hebrew tradition. One of the 2 highest ranking angels in Judeo-Christian and Islamic religions. Apart from Michael, he is the only angel mentioned by name in the Old Testament. The name Gabriel, which means God is my strength, is Chaldean origin and was unknown to the Jews prior to Babylonian captivity. Now, I find Gabriel as synonymous with Osiris in the Kemetic tradition, going back, and we're talking about going back way before the Christian tradition. But that's neither here nor there, because he can represent whatever you want him to represent within you. It's just nobody's gonna quabble over, who's who, what is what. It's about archetypes, and it's about energy, So, and if the energy works for you as, where you see it, more power to you, And, but I'm just kind of giving you more of a synopsis from a book about who Gabriel is, and then I'll probably give you my interpretation, what Gabriel means to me, He's a unique archangel in the sense that it is almost certain that she, could be a female, So, but I think that angels are androgynous, to a certain. I mean, again, we're talking about the energy, and we're talking about the spirit, So whether Gabriel is female, Gabriel, or Gabriel is male or female, is that makes no difference either. It's just that. But to me, I'm dealing with Gabriel as a male, Gabriel as a male, and so I mean that's gonna work for me for what I want to do in terms of cultivating that spirit. Again, Gabriel, God is my strength, and his role is to help parents through the process of, one of his less important roles is to help parents process the adoption of a child, but basically Gabriel is just, to me, one of those angels that deals with serious protection. I see him as a bigger angel, in terms of stature. I mean, if you look at the piece that I painted, he got that look on you. You say, okay, all right, you gonna mess with me, I mean, it's just that don't you even try it, and he got that don't you even try it look on his face, meaning, it's just that when you have that protection of Gabriel over you, it's just that hey, look, I got this brother here, he's over my shoulder and whatnot, so no, don't you mess with me, I mean, you better cool out, chill out, and maybe there may be some people that you deal with, that you confront, that may be able to see him, and as you invoked him, and as you have created his image through your imagination, and make him real through your visualization, then it may be people that you confront may also see him and say, hey, okay, I'm gonna back up, I'm not gonna deal with this situation, whatnot, there's too much power here, So this is what we need going into 2021. We need Gabriel, we need power. We need to, say, hey, we need knowing, and so, again, it's just that we need to step into, because there are energies and there are things that are in the air that are giving us power, that are activating us, and of course there's things in the air that that are making us sick, but at the same time, I think, in my opinion, I think it has a lot to do with where we are in terms of our consciousness, where we are in terms of our up-leveling in our DNA, where we are in terms of, because things are definitely changing. There's a spiritual, there's a metaphysical, and there's a physical shift that is taking place. And, and when we become aware of where we're at in this shift, then things happen, it would just go along with the flow of the craziness and whatnot, then you get what you deserve, I mean, I just had to say that, it's just that and that's how it is, and and I find that doing these videos and invoking angel energy is very, very important, to get somewhere and get quiet, close your eyes and meditate, or it could be listening to some beautiful music, just but to be able to get deep enough into your subconscious in order to activate your akashic entities, and and when I say akashic, I'm talking about like those things that are that knowledge that is deep inside you, that is ancestral, that knowledge that and because probably a lot of you all do not believe in reincarnation, so and that's fine, but I do believe that our soul has been here before, a spirit, and we accumulate knowledge, but as we come back, a lot of that knowledge is forgotten because we're born as a child, and we have a baby brain, and a lot of times that baby brain had forgotten, but as a child we do kind of remember more than as an adult, some of those things that have happened in our past lives. And then as we get older and older and getting ready to pass over to the other side or make that transition, we start to remember some of those things too. It's just like when you're real young or when you're real old. So that, and those things that remember come from what you call the Akashic records, So just give you a little information there, but the thing is, again, the bottom line is we have to know ourselves, and that's the most important thing, to sit back and relax and and go deep and do some research. Don't be scared to don't be scared to read some stuff, to look up some things, whether you believe it or not. A lot of times, we've been inundated with certain beliefs, from different organizations or whatever, So he said, hey, no, that's not what I've been dealing with. That's not the way I see it. This is not the way. This is not church teaching, But sometimes, you have to just say, hey, well, let me check this out, let me. You don't have to tell anybody, you don't have to let everybody know, so they can come back in your face, say blasphemy. But it's always good to do a little research and find out some things, and the greatest thing is is really, as I had said, to know thyself, and know who you are without having somebody to define who you are, and and that's the greatest thing, and sometimes it's not an easy process, and that process takes because the information that we have out here, whether you Google it or whatever, it's just pieces of this and pieces of that, and blah blah blah, it's just that, like, I don't care what religion you're in or what philosophical situation you're dealing with, you only got part of it, and you don't have the whole thing, it's just that, like, because there's so much information out here, so many, and one of the things that I love to do is I love mythology, and I find mythology is, and we're going to talk about it in our next video. It's just that it's just a way of telling the stories about energies, about things that, because the characters in mythology are usually representational or whatever, or sometimes they're real, and for the most part, the most important part is to understand the transcourse. Oh, I'm just made up a word. The things that are happening in terms of how the energies move and interwove, and how things work out in order to, to help you out, So, that's all I'm going to say for today. It's just like I said, this is Ken O'Bosley Leslie dealing with art and alchemy, and and knowing that your art or whatever you can do can level you up, can lift you up, and it can empower you, and through intent, through visualization, and empower you to get wherever you want to get. And that is no lie. So thank you for watching. Until the next video, Odapo.